the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Hello and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So today we're going to do a small video going over the second part of the BBC docuseries, The Princes and the Press. This is episode 2. Now, as before, I have not seen this docuseries, but I'm basing this on online sources who have seen the episode. Now, apparently this episode was a little bit more balanced as it represented Harry and Meghan and the other royals. However, it is still very much a pro-Harry and Meghan sentiment. So as we discussed in the last episode, or the last video, that the second part of the docuseries deals with 2018 through 2021, which we refer to as Megxit, although the BBC and Prince Harry are now calling it Sussexes. Moving on. So according to online sources, again, we had the unofficial mouthpiece, Omid Scobie, as well as Meghan's attorney on the show singing the praises of Harry and Meghan. They very much painted the picture of the Sussexes as the victims. You know, the mean royal family, and the press are just kicking them and making them cry, so they had to leave the palace, so to speak, kind of like the Lifetime movie, Escaping the Palace, and they went off to live in their fairy tale land of Montecito. Well, you know, we all kind of know there's a little bit more to the story than that. Of course, they were still painting Kate and William as very mean, jealous, and petty royals who just couldn't handle Meghan Markle's star power, because apparently she was the greatest hidden gem of the royal family. Now let's remember, you know, the person who produced and hosted the show, Amal Rajan, is not a royalist. He is not a fan of the royal family. He tended to side more with the Sussexes, even given in to Prince Harry and changing the term Megxit to Sussexes. Well, apparently this docuseries has not gone over very well. As we discussed in the previous video for part 1, they broke protocol by not releasing the series and letting the royal family have the right of reply. So again, a lot of people are very, kind of scratching their heads like, what's going on here? The BBC is acting very shady and a bit underhanded, but now that we know who is in charge of this docuseries, it is starting to make sense. I believe the BBC and the Sussexes really underestimated the general public. People are starting to connect the dots. So the people on Google found out a lot of information about Amal Rajan, the producer and host of the show. Somebody dug up on one of those Reddit feeds a picture from 2015 where they were at supposedly a Harry Weinstein event with Amal Rajan and Misha Nunu. Now, if you don't know who Misha Nunu is, she is one of Meghan Markle's besties. I believe she's a fashion designer and might have been the person who played quote-unquote matchmaker with the Sussexes and that quote-unquote blind date where they met in 2016. Well, a lot of people found that extremely fishy, that you have the producer and host of this new BBC docuseries, which is very pro-Harry and Meghan and slamming the royal family, in a picture with Meghan's bestie, Misha Nunu. And of course, it's at a Harvey Weinstein event. Not real good look for them. That's all I got to say. So a lot of people are kind of slamming him now on the internet. Were the Sussexes involved in the narrative of this BBC docuseries? In my personal opinion, I believe the Sussexes were definitely involved. I believe they got a copy of the show. And I believe that her friend Misha Nunu got with Amal Rajan and kind of coordinated, maybe through some assistance or maybe through some aides, with the Sussexes to make sure that their little story and their narrative of them being victims was put out to the public. You have to remember, in the UK, the Sussexes have a very low rating of popularity. They're at around a 30% or lower approval rating across the UK. Prince Harry used to be the beloved royal. He was one of the most popular royals pre-Meghan, but after Meghan and after Megxit, his star power kind of fell in the eyes of the UK. Now, Harry has a new book that he has coming out next year. He has a lot of Netflix programs that he's trying to produce for next year, and not having an entire country support you or want to buy anything from you or watch anything from you, that's a huge, huge hit. So I believe the Sussexes are trying to rebrand themselves. They're trying to change their image and portray themselves as victims. So they're telling the people in the UK, hey, the royal family, they were terrible to us. The press were terrible to us. I mean, play the violins. They're so mean to us, guys. We're the innocent little victims here. And William and Kate, they're just jealous and petty. Feel sorry for us and welcome us back to the UK. And oh, by the way, make sure you buy my book and watch all of my network series. Thanks, guys. No. So the people of the UK, I think they've already written them off, but people are connecting the dots online, and it is a little fishy, guys. The connections between the Sussexes, Misha Nunu, and the producer of the show, and the fact that the show is very favorable to the Sussexes. Now, the royal family has gone on record already making that joint statement. And of course, now it has been known for sure that the royal family, Kate Middleton's Christmas special, is no longer going to be on the BBC. It is going to be on ITV. Now, this could be a double-edged sword for the royals. I believe they have to be extremely careful. Although I'm applauding them for moving the show from the BBC to ITV, I believe they have every right to do so. However, we don't want the royals to come off like the Sussexes. You don't want to be seen as punishing a network or getting very petty for them doing something to you. So there is a tiny bit of backlash from people when the royals removed the programming from the BBC. Now, I just found out the other day that apparently in England they have to pay for the BBC. They have to pay for their television, which I did not know. I don't know if everyone has ITV over in the UK. So that might be, that might be a backlash against the royals if they take it away from the British Broadcasting Channel, which everyone has to pay for in the UK. So there's a little bit of mixed reaction with the news that Kate and William have removed their Christmas program from the BBC and moved it over to ITV. It is yet to be seen if the Queen's speech and her Platinum Jubilee will also be moved from the BBC over to ITV. Now, again, the palace came out with all three houses making a statement against this BBC documentary, which is a history-making moment because they never do that. However, I believe that Amal Rajan is going to be in deep trouble with the network and with possibly the royals. It is said that Prince Charles and the royals could be seeking legal damages against the docuseries because in the docuseries they've used unnamed sources but have not produced any real royal receipts. You can't go on national television and accuse the future King of England, accuse the royals of doing underhanded, backstage tactics where they're trying to sell stories to the press and smear one another without any real proof. Omid Scobie and Meghan's attorney are not exactly the most credible sources that you want to use for your documentary. And now that it has come out that Amal Rajan might have connections to Misha Nunu, who was a bestie of Meghan Markle, that's not a good look for him. He was supposed to be the golden boy, the new shining star of the BBC. Well, he might have a very short-lived career at the BBC, along with some BBC executives. As I've stated before, I don't think any of these fellas are going to get their Christmas bonuses this year. I think they're going to be like Clark Griswold in the movie Family Vacation, where he rushed into the mailbox looking for that little bonus and he gets the Jelly of the Month Club. Yeah, I hope they didn't buy any swimming pools over there at the BBC, because I think some heads are going to roll. As I said, the BBC is now realizing they've made a huge error by crossing the royals and by not giving them the right to reply and having them preview the docuseries before it was aired, and by using unnamed sources. It is now completely backfired on the BBC. And now that the Christmas event has been moved, I don't know, guys. I don't know, but it's going to get bad. I'm kind of thinking maybe the BBC might release an apology or a statement in regards to this docuseries, because you can't have unnamed sources and say it's truth. It's a problem, especially because Harry and Meghan are not very popular. They're not very well liked in the UK. And this series, in my opinion, was meant to kind of rebrand the Sussexes and put them up in a little bow and present them to the people of the UK. I believe Harry and Meghan want to come back to the UK, especially for the Platinum Jubilee, and they want to make sure that people aren't throwing tomatoes or booing them at an event. As we know, Meghan has not set foot on UK soil since she left in January of 2020. She's a coward. You know, she made Harry do all of her dirty work and she fled. She left, guys. She ran off to Canada. Meghan's not coming back to the UK until she gets the red carpet rolled out for her and it's clear that people like her again. Because Meghan knows, guys, she's on social media secretly. She Googles herself. She knows that people in the UK do not like her, and they needed to do something to change their image. So I mark my words, guys, this was a PR tactic by the Sussexes, but it backfired in their face. You know, this was really poor timing that this docuseries came out. You know, they started working on this back in March, right after the Oprah Winfrey interview. So they felt very confident in themselves when they were starting this docuseries. However, now that the court case has come out and it has been revealed that Meghan lied under oath and that Harry and Meghan were actually working with Omid Scobie on the Finding Freedom book, and that Meghan wrote that letter to her father and used the word daddy to get, you know, to the heartstrings of people and showed how manipulative and conniving that she was. Now this docuseries isn't really having the longevity that they thought it was going to have. It's bad timing, guys. So what do you think? Do you think the BBC is going to come out and backtrack and apologize to the royals to save face? Do you think Harry and Meghan were a part of this docu-series? Leave your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Please be sure to check out the royaldailytea.com website. I promise I will be updating blogs shortly and hopefully releasing some new merch just in time for the holidays. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys. Have an amazing day.